greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
All right, we're going to jump right in. Got Jenna Takahashi on again. It's hot in here.
Joe would not like that.
Oh yeah, it's my bad. It's Jenna Brassard, not Brassard.
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 It could be either.
Also,
everybody at work still calls me Jenna Takahashi.
Do they really? Does
Yeah.
Joe know that? Now he does.
Yep.
You go by Brassahashi. Brassahashi.
Jenna _
Brassahashi.
Brassahashi. Yes.
Is that your handle?
Yes. Is that what it's called? A handle? A username?
So I want to do a little history on us.
Okay.
Because we've got a lot of fun stories.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just going to randomly hit random ones.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But there was a time in my life where we'd walk into a club.
Oh god. Mainly the Beak is what you're saying. How many times did we go to a club? We went to the Beak.
Beak usually.
Yep.
And
the good old Beak. I love the Beak.
I had never been to the Beak. Jenna invited me out. I think it was for a birthday, or it was like, hey, let's go out. And I remember getting like, okay, so I went and Adam Post went, and then a few other of us went. I don't know if anyone else. I think maybe like Sunny probably showed up, or Jenny or Wendy even maybe. Mm-hmm. This is pre-Joe. This is way back in the day.
There was one time when Janessa came with us.
We've gone a couple times with Janessa.
Yep.
We saw Ben Brown dressed as a nun, and it wasn't Ben Brown.
Yep.
But took a picture with him and said, hey, and sent it to him.
That picture's still floating around somewhere.
We actually I had Ben Brown on this before in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was like my second to the least downloaded thing.
Oh, Ben Brown. Did he just talk about baseball the whole time?
He actually had hilarious stories. He had this one story where, he was talking about how he was trying to impress this girl and he thought it'd be really funny. And they're driving in the drive-thru at McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And so she's in the car with him. Granted, this kid's like probably 19 at the time. And he was like, I'm going to impress this chick. She's cool. And he goes, hey, have you ever seen a unicorn before?
Oh, no.
Have you heard this before?
No.
And she goes, no. So he ordered an ice cream cone. And he goes, yeah, I ordered the ice cream cone. He drives up, hey, have you seen a unicorn before? Like, you know what the unicorn is? And she's like, no. He goes, you want to see one? She's like, yeah. The dude handed him the ice cream cone. Ben took it and smashed it on his forehead like a horn and left it there and looked at her like, isn't that funny? And she gave a look like,
She open the door and run out.
She like slumped down in her chair, just going like, or in her seat next to him, going, just drive, just get out of here. And then they never had a second date.
Oh, a little bit.
I wish he would have made it on the second date update because I think that would have been hilarious.
Oh yeah,
that story.
Yeah.
But we're at the Beak. We're chilling. AMFs galore. Mm-hmm. AMFs was the drink to have. The blue AMFs.
IDC.
Yeah.
IDC about your AMF.
I don't think I've ever gotten so drunk in my life. No, I have a couple times, but I got drunk.
Remember your first beer was at the Beak?
My first beer was at the Beak?
Your Mac and Jacks? But you called it, what did you call it? You called it...
I thought it was a macro beer with some Jack Daniels in it.
A Mac and Jack. Yep. Oh, man.
I'm like, man, that really messed me up. That was, man, what's in that? Like a macro beer with some Jack Daniels? And you just like laughed at me for a good 2 hours. We also had, so the next morning I remember going to see Adam and we were at the we were in the back room at Safeway.
Wait, hold on, time out. Remember where you're at. Was this the same night of all those pictures that I took pictures of
Sean Amundsen's going away?
Yeah,
and this and
was that the same night?
Yeah.
I took pictures of the pictures of the pictures.
So stupid.
I was too lazy to download and save them. So
you opened up these photos, and rather than you took pictures of them on the screen. Just
because this was before cameras were really nice on your phone. Like, are we that old?
Yes.
It was that long ago.
When did you graduate?
Because I had like I graduated 04.
04.
Yeah.
We're old. That's 15 years ago.
Oh my God. Wow.
Almost 16. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're a lot closer in age than I thought we were.
Okay.
When I met you, I thought you were like 8 years younger than me.
You look like you're a lot older than me.
And you do look like you're 12.
Okay.
So that does work.
Yep. So we were on. You went to go see Adam the next day.
Yeah, and I kept on saying, dude, I had an AMF, bro. It's AMF. Like, I felt like I was getting some street cred every time I said AMF. And he's like, IDC.
Oh, I ruined your story.
IDC about
I'm
your
so
AMF.
sorry.
No, I don't care.
I'm so
I'm just
sorry.
cluing
I totally
people in on
ruined
that.
your story.
Yeah, so now we say that about each other now. IDC. IDC about your AMF.
I thought that happened. I thought that all came out at the Beak.
No, it was the next morning.
Oh,
and I was telling Adam all that.
Shit, I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
ruined your story.
It's okay. I don't care about that. But yeah, so we used to party hard. And I remember walking in, and I would walk in with Jenna. I'm telling you guys, I was older looking. I'm young now, but at the time I was younger looking. Or I was older looking. No, I'd walk in, and Jenna was obviously, she's Jenna. She works at a beauty school. She's young. She looks like a.
I wasn't working there then.
Well, whatever. She's decent looking, and
Thanks.
so. But I remember people would look over and be like, "What's this girl doing with him?" And I would be like, "Yeah, buddy, still got it." And
I just used him as a ride to get there.
yeah, that's exactly the case. And could you buy me another Bud Light?
Pretty much.
Give me another Bud
You
Light,
were just
please.
there taking up space, and so that I wouldn't show up by myself.
Yeah, and I would go on the dance floor without you.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. I would feel like I was a bouncer. I feel like I was like I remember being there a couple times, and I felt like a security guard with you, because you would get absolutely schmammered.
Oh, yeah.
And then dudes would take advantage of that and go and try and, oh, yes.
No.
They try and dance with you and start getting a little feely. And I would pop up looking like a freaking, I wasn't the guy like pulling people apart like on Jerry Springer. I was like the guys in the background of the security people that looked like.
Like they were pretending
like
to do something?
I was just standing there like, hey, I'm going to do something right now. You better not. But I
then
would
you
never
did it.
not do anything because I didn't want to get my butt beat. But yeah, no, people were getting weird with you, and I was gonna say we would see people that we mutually knew.
Always somebody that we knew there.
Steve Opsal.
Oh, yep.
Butch Holman and
Yeah, there was always somebody there, whether it was somebody that you knew and went to high school with,
Yeah.
or there were a lot of Tahoma people there, and I don't know, I just loved going there. A
place
lot of
to
people
be.
hate that place, but I still love that place.
It was the place to be. It still is.
Mm-hmm.
And you lived down the street from it.
And then I stopped going.
Did you ever go? Like once or twice, maybe?
Yeah, so we went all the time. We went every single weekend. And
No.
then the second I moved out to Enumclaw, we stopped going.
Yeah. Did you ever go there when you lived in that new house? Or lived in the house that was like down the street from it?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did? You did
we
go?
went there after our wedding. Mine and Joe's wedding. Not mine and Travis's wedding.
Did I go?
I mean, you were a bridesmaid. Did you?
I
I don't think you did. I don't know. Remember, we all hopped in that.
that's right.
I think it was Greg's.
Gosh, you guys got
Greg's
married
limo.
so long ago.
I know, and then we all went to the beach. I think Joe and I were not there for very long, but I think a lot of other people were there for a while. But yeah, I definitely have not been there as much since actually moving out to Enumclaw.
You walk in now and you feel like, at least I feel like I'm like chaperoning a junior high dance because everyone is super young.
Or
Super young. Or they're older than
super old.
They're older than dirt.
Yeah, there's no in between.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
So talked about that. Let's talk about the wedding. Okay, let's talk about when I met Joe. Let's talk about Joe for a moment.
Joseph
Now,
Robert.
Now, Jenna and I, again, always friends forever, good friends. And so when she started telling me that she was dating this guy named Joe, do you know him? He's from Enumclaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, shut up.
But you didn't actually know him, though.
I didn't know him, but
Yeah.
I'm like, Enumclaw?
But you were just stoked that
Dude,
I was
so
dating a guy
stoked because you were going to
named Joe.
Kirkland meeting people.
Oh,
you were
God.
going to other places. Was I right on Kirkland? There was a Kirkland
Yeah,
dude.
yep.
And I'm
Oh,
just like,
shit.
get the heck away from. No, come closer to Enumclaw, not further away. And so,
And I made your.
yeah, I'm
Yep.
so happy. It was Match.com.
Yeah, yep, we did. We
You
met
were-
on Match.com. I was actually I logged in there to delete my account, and I had the message from Joe.
And what do you say?
Oh, I don't remember, but I remember his username or whatever being like Mr. Fire, something fire.
Oh, and that badge
And
buddy,
then-
and you jumped out.
I was like, oh, okay. need another firefighter in my life. He's gonna hate this, but yes.
It's true. It's okay to be a badge bunny. I might become one after this. You've converted me into it. But your brother lived in San Diego, right?
Yes. Yep.
Does he still live in San Diego?
He's still in Southern. He's in like Hollywood area now. But you're correct. He was in San Diego.
And so, only brother, only sibling.
Yep.
And so you kind of said, "Hey, Trav, I really want you to meet this guy. Mm-hmm. You're a good friend, BFFFF. Mm-hmm. Will you kind of like talk to him, meet him, and all this?" So
you're like my big brother.
I would say that I'm like a big brother. Big brother. That is exactly how I would view it. Maybe crazy uncle at times, but mostly big brother.
Yeah.
Like even when it comes to our kids, it's like Uncle Travis, Aunt Jenna, Uncle Joe.
Yep.
And so when I met him, we went to the kitchen when the kitchen was still in town here. It's out of business now.
Okay.
We went to the kitchen. We were eating, and I've never had that like, hey, you break her heart, I break your face. Plus, Joe would probably kill me. So I couldn't really threaten him. But what I walked away with on that one, because I wanted to like Joe, but I also didn't want to like Joe. It was like this, like, total, he's from Enumclaw, it's great, but I also didn't want to like him because it's like, well, he better be good to her and this and that.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, when I met him, Joe was nervous as heck, and he was so polite, and it was like, I was weird. It was like he shook my hand.
Yep.
Hey, so and he was, his voice wasn't trembly, but now that I know him, it makes he's just a great. He's a great guy. He's an amazing guy, and so now we are co-commissioners in the Fantasy Football League and this and that. We text each other all the time about that. It kind of like goes quiet for a little bit, but
you two probably talk. I mean, especially during probably football season.
Yeah,
because he is obsessed with. I'm not going to say football because I don't know that I would call Joe a big football fan. He's going to hate me for saying that, but because he hated football for a really long time, and then we asked him to join the Fantasy Football League, and then he's just
he got hooked
now. Yeah.
And the thing is, I think he's a Joe. I'm gonna disagree with your wife on this one. I'm gonna say you're like Rob Lowe sitting out in the bleachers with an NFL hat on. No real team, maybe the Patriots. But mostly just like, I just love football, fantasy football. Yeah. Whoever's my running back, whoever's my wide receiver, I'm gonna watch every game because I'm gonna watch my Chris Godwin go off again for the 80th time.
And he freaking kicks ass at it. I mean, he finally won his championship.
Yeah, he finally figured it out. Dude, I just see this. Let's cross this one off your list. I just updated you.
Updated it. You know that ring? I'm assuming you saw his championship ring, right?
He sent me a picture of it.
I was so jealous because I once too was the champion of the league, and I was so jealous because I thought you bought that for him. I thought that was like from the league, and then later find out that he actually bought it for himself. It looks like he put Joe Brassard, his team name. He put the year on there.
I didn't know he did all that.
Yeah,
I just thought he bought some he's got
his team name on it. Oh, and this is the best part. So he sized it, hoping that it would fit his ring finger. So he went based off of his wedding band size, which he no longer fits into.
Right, because he's got fat. No,
and his wedding band doesn't fit anymore. And so it actually only fits his pinky. It only fits his pinky.
So he looks like one of those linemen who can barely fit one on the hand. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but no, I'm very proud and happy of him for winning the championship this year.
So would you say, when it comes to your wedding, we had your wedding.
Yes.
I put a lot of time and effort into our wedding. Our wedding. This was us.
You mean Joe.
Our wedding. I put a lot of work into. No, when I did the
because you officiated
it.
Yes.
I put some jokes in there.
Yep.
But I kept it. Kept it professional.
Yes.
And I remember that there was a little bit of people that were worried about, like, is he going to go too jokey? Is he? And so I think the only couple jokes that I had was that this is brought to you by the NFL. No reproduction or anything of this, or copyright is this. That whole thing is illegal and prosecutable by law or whatever.
You did a perfect job.
Thank you.
It was a perfect blend of, a little bit of humor and a little bit of heartfelt, and you had some personal stories, and that I'm not religious, but Joe is, and
right.
so
it kept catered to both.
Yes, and it was perfect, and everybody thought you did a fantastic job.
Awesome, thank you. I just want to stroke my eagle. My eagle.
Your eagles?
That's later. I'm gonna stroke my ego.
Gross.
No, I meant no. I was talking about. I got some.
You said stroke your eagle.
Yeah, that's what. It's a golf term. It's too cold.
Oh, gross.
I was gonna stroke an eagle onto the.
I really cannot picture
too.
you golfing.
Good. I'm glad you finished it with golfing because I was like, what is she gonna say? I really can't picture you stroking that eagle.
Gross.
Disgusting. Anyway, so earmuffs, people. Anyway, at the end of it, I go because she really didn't want people to know that. Could you not please don't mention anything about Match.com. Not everyone knows about Match.com. And so the whole
because I feel like it was before online dating was as big as it is now. Like now you find out somebody met online and it's no big deal.
Right.
But this was before, Tinder and all those dating apps. And so it was a little embarrassing to be like, yeah, I met him on Match.com.
And so throughout the whole thing, I think you're waiting for it. I didn't say it. And at the very end, I go, with the power vested in me by God and the state of Washington and Match.com, I now pronounce you man and wife.
You asshole.
Yeah. Woo. I did it. Stuck it in, everybody. and so then now my question is the speech that I gave brought tears to Joe's eyes. I know that, but that's not much. You don't really need to do much to make
that is very true. Joe was bawling his eyes out. He couldn't even get his vows out.
Yeah, he will missed up at a Duracell commercial of a dad putting a battery in for his son's flashlight.
Oh, he's much more sensitive than I am. He calls me the ice queen. So yeah.
He's Waterworks Joe.
Yes.
He's the perfect thing to put out a fire because if you ever run out of water, just tell Joe about his wedding and he'll start crying out. Joe, I love you. I'm just joking. And so, but anyways, a sensitive guy, and I just remember just killing it. I remember killing it with the best man. Please don't put that on the mic.
You weren't the best man.
Well, okay.
You were a bridesmaid.
I was probably the best man there.
But so you weren't a groomsman.
Okay, can we say this now? Can we get this out there?
What?
Who were your bridesmaids? Sonny and Jenny. I'll say it.
Okay, Sonny, Jenny, my two cousins.
Maid of honors.
Sonny and Jenny.
They
Sonny
shared
and Jenny. Yes, they did because there's no way that I could ever choose between the two of them. I was supposed to make you my maid of honor.
You don't remember this conversation?
I guess okay.
Can I say it?
What, you could have been my maid of honor?
You said, listen, it was a 3-way tie between you, Jenny, and Sonny. I can't do that. That's too weird.
And then I could have just made you maid of honor, and then there wouldn't have even been a...
Yeah.
No, Jenny and Sonny, to me, they had to be my maids of honor.
Did Jenny reciprocate that when she got married?
Oh, she did not.
What a jerk. You know what?
I was second in line. No, she has a best friend that...
You know what?
What?
I would have made you...
should we talk about your wedding? What wedding? I don't know what wedding you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Because there's no proof of it.
Except for you in a lumberjack shirt at my wedding.
In that picture.
and me. I think it's the only wedding out there. That's true. We do have our wedding. Me and Jamie have our wedding pictures that we paid money for and paid for people to come out. And we've never took the time to post them or even
And you don't even have
look
to
at
post them. You could make prints and put them around your house.
Yeah, no, we haven't even looked at them yet. What a waste
they're still
of money.
probably on a CD-ROM. They're probably not on a USB. They're probably on a CD-ROM.
No, they're on a hard disk.
The floppy disk. Floppy disk.
Anyway,
so are you upset that you were not my maid of honor? Is that what you're getting at?
I think
were you hurt that?
No, because I knew the truth. You pulled me aside and said, "Travis, I'm serious here. If I could have made you the maid of honor, I would." Joe's family would feel weird about it. I think I would feel weird about it.
I do not remember that.
I think
Jenny
and Sonny would feel weird about it. Oh, man. Do you think I lie? You call me a liar in my own friggin' house
we
right
didn't
now?
even talk about where the Saints won that shit. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, it was the Colts versus the Saints.
Yeah, because I said that. You thought it was a conference championship
still think it was
game.
a conference
It was
championship.
not. Text Adam right now.
No, I don't want to.
I guarantee you.
No,
Yeah, exactly, because you know that I'm right.
That's not worth it.
Why would we have a party for an NFC conference championship game?
We love to party.
Back then. Not anymore.
All right, so are you friends with
Don't say it.
Steve Post on
Stephen
Q Post?
Yes.
You are?
And turns out you were friends with him the whole time.
Could you check that? Because I think it's one of those things where it says, you just go to Steve's post and then say mutual
Steve's
friends.
Post?
Steve Post. Yeah, I've been ignoring my my Fitness Pal, and it keeps going like, "Hey, are you sure you want to get these reminders?"
You have a. Are we not friends anymore?
See?
Wait a second.
See, it's a PH.
Steve Post.
It's a PH.
PH?
I think it's Stephen Q Post.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Oh, Steve Post. There he is right there. Oh, yep. No. Oh, he's friends with Jamie.
Is he friends with me? Mutual friends.
6 mutual friends. Let's see. You are not on the list.
I knew it!
Jamie's on there. Obviously, AP, Lauren, Joe.
Yeah.
He's friends with Joe.
This dude came Adam's dad came to my 30th birthday party. Best birthday party you've ever been to. That was after you and Joe started dating.
Oh, your 30th.
When I threw it at the golf course.
Silvicious.
DJ Silvicious.
A.K.A. Kyle Shanahan.
A.K.A. Kyle Shanahan. A.K.A. Paul Sylvie's son. A.K.A. helper clerk, courtesy clerk. He DJ'd, and you guys came out, and Steve had a poker party beforehand. Steve won the whole dang thing, and he's still not my friend on freaking Facebook. And I go to so Facebook has changed it to where I can't request him anymore because I've requested him enough, and now I can only message. I can only message him.
He blocked you.
Stupid, absolutely stupid. I got Zuckerberged. That's just.
What is this?
So this thing connects to here, so that we.
Oh, you could have a third person.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have 4 microphone stands.
Cool.
So when Joe comes on, we'll talk.
Sweet. He's very sad that he could not make it. He's sick. He was invited to be on here today, but he's very sick.
What'd you think about that Super Bowl?
The one that hasn't happened yet?
No, it happened. Dude, what do you think?
That
was
Niners
a great game.
Are Super Bowl champs?
Wait, you must have saw the wrong one.
Because the Chiefs
won?
Because
the Chiefs won.
Ugh, get out of here.
And that MVP, when I called it was Mahomes, nailed it.
Oh, God. I freaking hate him.
You know who I hate? I hate you for it. The defensive coordinator on the Niners. Because we were having a fantasy football.
Saleh.
We were watching some games together, and they came over, and it was a Seahawks versus the Niners. I think it was the first one.
Yes.
Where we won. We ended up winning that one.
Barely.
But
yes.
This guy this bald-headed beauty kept coming on.
Tan.
And Jamie, my wife, maybe a couple wine glasses deep or Truly's deep, she's like, "Who's that guy?" And you're like, "Oh, that's the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. That's so and so. What's his name?"
Like that.
What's
Robert
his name?
Saleh.
That's Robert Saleh. And I go, and she goes, "I could look at him all the rest of this game."
And then from there on out, they kept showing him the whole game.
His hands on his knees, headset barely hanging on his beautiful head, and Jamie over there just like, there he is again, there he is again, there he is again.
So, okay, other than Robert Saleh, get off your phone, Joe Brassard.
Joe, she can see you right now.
Because that Harbaugh team, there were lots of Niners to easily hate, right? Like you could throw Kaepernick in there, Crabtree, like Harbaugh himself. Like do you hate anybody on this 49er team?
Great question.
Because they're
the defensive
such a
coordinator
yes, does not count.
Hate him.
Does not count.
I love that your husband is kicking for the team. He's my Robbie Gould is probably my favorite player.
It's hard. They're a great freaking team.
They're a great team. I don't like Garoppolo.
Really? Jimmy G, how come?
And I think it's because people praise like the Niner fans are praising him like the second coming of Steve Young and Joe Montana?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, they are.
Maybe when we first got him.
They're ready to call him Brady. And
well, I mean, we'll see what he.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's kind of like I want to not like George Kittle, but I love the guy.
Can't.
You just throw it to him. He's not like Gronk. Gronk, you'd throw it to him, and you'd have a little small, like a free safety or
his slow ass
bounce
with his braces,
kind of run into him, and he'd teeter totter like a refrigerator, and he'd fall to the ground, and then and he'd be out for the rest of the game.
He'd be carted off the field. Yeah.
They're like, well, another great play by Rob Gronkowski. Yeah. That one play that you got out of him, everyone drafts him like the third or second pick every year. So I like Kittle. Kittle's legit.
And he will block
He will block the shit out of people, too.
Yep.
Do you watch, you know who Stephen Che is on Barstool?
Nope.
He did the top 4 blocks of the season, and he will analyze everything. Kittle was one of them.
I'm sure. There's no way that the Niners could have that run game without him.
Dude, he's legit. I like Kittle. Sherman. I'd have to say I like Sherman. Sherman's my favorite player.
I thought hated.
No, favorite player. Favorite player is Sherman. I like him. I like him on the Niners. I am so glad when I saw him at the end of the NFC Championship sitting there. The true Sherman fashion, where he's an open book. He's gonna. Some people maybe go into the locker room and have that. He's just gonna have that raw emotion right there. He's
the leader of that team, like the emotional leader of that team. Not just the defense, but I would say the whole team.
What was the biggest turnaround from last year to this year? Was it Bosa?
Well, Garoppolo came back too because they went downhill because he went out, game 3?
Right.
So, I mean, Garoppolo came back.
You had Breda. Did you have Coleman last year too?
I can't remember. But yeah, and then we drafted Bosa. So.
And I don't think you had Mostert. Maybe you did.
Raheem the Dream.
They had Emmanuel Sanders.
No, because I think Mostert was on the Browns. I think he got cut by the Browns.
As soon as they traded for Emmanuel Sanders,
everything
I was like,
changed.
This sucks.
Yep.
They're going for a championship run this season. They're not. They're not. Is he hurt or is he playing? Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, they haven't had to throw the ball.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. A good point.
No, they're all healthy, except for Coleman dislocated his shoulder in the championship game. But I mean, he's gonna have 2 weeks. It's not like he broke it; he dislocated it, and he's gonna have 2 weeks to recover. So they should be having 3 healthy running backs. What?
That's good. This is after the Super Bowl, by the way. So the Super Bowl happened and the Chiefs won. So we're okay. So anyway, I'm glad we talked about that, though. I'm glad you asked that question.
About your most hated Niner right now?
My most hated.
You said Garoppolo.
The defensive coordinator. Hate him.
Just because of Jamie?
Yes.
And because he's put together an awesome
I thought you said he was put together because he's pretty put together as well.
What do you think about Shanahan?
Stroke some eagles to him.
Gross. You and your puns.
Thank you. My hot cross puns.
So dumb. Oh, my God.
Bounce a quarter off my puns.
All right, I'm leaving. Bye.
So, I've been asking you a few questions.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
I just asked you what you thought about Shanahan, but that's okay.
I like Shanahan. I do. He's a genius.
Yeah.
You know, this is why I hate that. It's because, you know when you hate something because they're good?
You already know that I think that about somebody in particular.
Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Elite quarterback.
Oh, God, we are not talking about this.
He's an elite.
Ask me a question. Don't ask me that question.
Ask me a question.
Don't ask me a question. No. Ask you a question?
Yeah. What's your favorite memory? You know what? Let's do this. Let's be friends. Without being weird, what's your favorite? We've done a lot of crazy things, fun things together.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing that we've done? So
I'd probably narrow it down to 2 things.
Okay.
One would probably be that Super Bowl party.
Super Bowl party, absolutely.
At Steve Post's house.
Yes.
Where, if you would like to talk about it later, where the Saints fucking won that shit.
Yes.
Was born. Or I would probably say Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
Was such a good. Now
I have never laughed so hard before in my entire life.
When he left the Tonight Show because they were going to give it back to Jay Leno and this and that, he's like, forget this. I've worked my whole career for this, and now I get this. And now Jay Leno comes back.
Yep.
He went on tour. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things.
Genius.
When I was like, because I've loved Conan O'Brien since I was a teenager.
Yep.
And I'm like, I've got to see Conan O'Brien.
Yep.
And we went and bought the tickets with your mom.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah. That was hands down. I mean, even just his opening thing, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard before
Absolutely.
in my life. And he sang, and he had Eddie Vedder on.
Yes.
And it was
he
so
came
much
out
fun.
into the crowd.
Yeah.
And he got really close. He got probably like 2 rows from us.
Yeah.
And Jenna pushed her old mother
Aww.
over. Older
I did
mother.
not.
Yes, you were like George Costanza when that fire happened and he like shoved this old lady out of the way. That was you. Get out of my, like you wanted to go just grab onto his like his jacket or whatever.
Yeah.
But before that, this is where the takohashis came into play.
Yep.
We were eating at a restaurant.
No, but remember on our way to Seattle, we stopped at Taco Time because we were all starving. And here we are.
Eating
full
Taco
circle.
Time tonight. Yep.
Eating Taco Time tonight. We all stopped and we got Taco Time. And I don't know, we must have ate it on the way there or something. But then continue.
So then we go and I'm still hungry because I'm a growing boy. And Jenna was needing some food probably. So the waiter or waitress came around and said, I ordered, then you ordered, and then came to your mom and she goes, would you like anything? And she goes, I had a taco.
I'm fine.
I had a taco.
I had a taco.
And we were just, and for what it was, it just struck us as funny. Where it was like, you don't just say, "Oh, I'm good." You tell them exactly what you ate.
Okay.
Like, it's okay. I had a taco. As if he's like,
as if he's supposed to know.
And he's like, oh, okay, wow, phew, man. If you would have had like a piece of toast, I don't know. We'd probably have to try to sell you something.
I had a taco.
Yeah,
so then therefore,
Takohashi.
She became Barb Takohashi.
Takohashi, and then your nickname before I think we met was Jenna Talk a Lot of Shit.
Oh, that was my brother's, I think, nickname.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think he played, I don't know if it was flag football or something, and his name, I think, was Talk a Lot of Shit. And
so that's kind of, I think that would be I would agree with that would be my favorite. I liked our wedding, or I keep saying our wedding. God.
Cut.
No, I'm telling everyone, listen, guys, I need everyone to hear this. I put my heart and soul into that friggin' wedding. Okay?
He felt like it was.
It was my wedding. I had to go in front of everybody. It's my 5th wedding. I had one.
Remember, you had to use Sunny's, and
I kept it forever, and I ruined it.
Yeah, and then he tried giving it back to her in pieces. She said, "It's okay, Travis."
It was like a leather bound, or like a leather,
nice,
like a daily planner type holder thing,
just to make it look nice when you were up there.
Yeah,
because I think you probably were going to use like a sheet protector, or
just
something.
a clipboard, like I'm doing the store walk. But yeah, so I put my heart and soul into that darn thing. Married you and Joe, Braylon, and I just did their wedding.
Oh, no
2 years ago. Yeah, Braylon. Okay. I'm trying to think of anybody.
And she just got married.
Matthew Flesher.
He reminded me of Luke Kuechly. He looked like
Luke Kuechly. There's a few others. I'm trying to think Safeway though.
Of weddings that you did? Did you do Matt's Pugsley? Butt Pugsley's?
No, did not do Butt Pugsley's. Do you ever talk to him still?
No.
You ever heard?
No.
He does.
He was at the Enumclaw store for a little bit, and I saw him for a little bit, but then
he does a pick'em league every year, which is great. He also you should do that.
A pick'em league
where you pay like $20 a week, and if you get them all right, you win. He's got like 30 people in it, so you win some money. I've never won it. All right. So anyway, fantasy football.
Yep.
We've been in a league forever. It's the league that matters.
The league that matters.
That's
Even
been
though
fun.
you're a part of 10 million leagues.
And I'm in 4 now. I've narrowed it down to just 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Needed to do that. But we had your brother in there for a while, and he was in San Diego.
Yeah.
But I had a your brother league or team this year.
That was me?
No, your brother. No, because what are you saying? Because you only got 4. Yeah, 4 wins. Your brother. He would just score so many points but lose.
Yeah.
He was a high scorer, but always lose. I scored the most out of the entire league. This last season. All year, I scored the most points, and I finished with 4 wins. Huh. And I finished 9th.
Yeah.
I was so angry. So I felt bad for her because I was like, well, maybe I keep Jeff around.
So he can.
Yeah. But we're getting 2 new people this year.
Who are we getting?
Joey.
Oh, and his wife.
And Kate. Yep. And so they're joining. This is kind of a couples league where it's me. I have a team. Jamie has a team. You have a team. Joe has a team.
There's only one single person. Chris,
2.
right?
Chris and Mike.
Oh.
And I always
Mike's not single.
Macola, but his wife's not in it.
Yeah, true.
And so we so it's I have to pair everybody up for the first week.
Somebody
and
that you should probably have on your podcast
Mike
would be
Macola?
Mike and Joe. The 2 of them could probably tell stories for days.
What about and then Eddie? Would you bring Eddie on there? Eddie
Yeah.
And Beth.
Yeah.
So that's
but Mike and Joe, you should for sure have them on here because they could just tell AMR stories all day long.
What's AMR?
And they're hilarious. AMR, the ambulance.
Oh, that is. I thought it was I thought this was AMR.
What?
Where the people whisper, eat stuff and stuff. You ever heard that?
No.
Oh, SMR. That's SMR.
What the hell?
You never heard of that?
No,
or
AMR, the ambulance company.
ASMR.
I don't know what you're talking about. Get off your phone.
I got a question for you from somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you text Adam?
No.
You text Joe.
No.
Oh, Cara often. Oh, I did tell Cara. Ask her how to say. I always say it wrong. Minot or Minot?
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
I couldn't tell which one.
I can never say it. She always makes fun of me.
Is it where she's from or something? Like,
yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's the
so
most
funny.
random thing in the world. Like,
Yeah.
ask her to say Santa Barbara, California.
So, Cara has obviously she has not been a frequent listener of yours either, but you finally got her to listen to an episode.
To one, and she
and
picked
then it was the worst
one.
one. So I told her that I was coming on here today, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I'll listen to that one."
Well, thank you, Cara, for listening.
Yes.
I knew it. As soon as I posted it, I was like, because what it was one of my friends. He's a pro gun, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
And so then when I posted, I thought, you know what? This is going to be the one where somebody who's like probably anti-guns is going to listen to this, and then they're going to hate my podcast and not listen to another one. And Cara messaged me, and she goes, "So here I went to my Cara impersonation."
Oh God.
So I was listening. I was listening to.
Wait, she called you?
No,
yeah, exactly.
I read it in her voice. She goes, "So I was listening to your podcast, and I couldn't. It was like Fox News. Like, why would you do that for? It's like Fox News. Like." And I said, "No, please, no. You don't need to listen to that one. Listen to a different one. You should listen to this one." And she's like, "Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe."
She'll listen to this one.
I hope so, or the one before that.
Yeah. She'll listen to these 2.
Yes. So kind of jumped around, a lot of random, but I just wanted to get all this out there. So when our kids listen to it one day, they go, "You know what? That was cool."
Yeah.
They have a lot of cool stories.
Yeah.
I want to.
What's your favorite?
I already said our wedding.
Oh my God! Stop calling it that.
What? Is that weird?
That was your favorite, really? I mean, I guess I didn't even throw the wedding in there, but that was a really fun wedding.
The wedding was cool. Honestly, I think it was when I was accepted by you. That was my favorite moment.
Did you feel accepted because you were in the wedding?
No, this is before the wedding. This is before the wedding. It was like, oh wow, we're legit friends.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was when I remember it well. One day you said, "Travis, you're the greatest friend I've ever had in my entire life."
I absolutely did not say that.
I don't think anyone has been as good a friend as you, and I want you to be my maid of honor. But I can't do that right now, Travis. So you said this, and this is where I got it from. So for our wedding, that was you.
For my and Joe's wedding.
Travis.
Awkward.
Travis. No, it's not awkward.
Awkward.
Quit being awkward. Now you're making it awkward. What's that from? Now you're making it awkward. It wasn't
Jersey
awkward.
Shore.
Is
Pauly
that
D. Pauly D. Awkward. Oh,
that was another thing that you did.
Jersey Shore is still on. I still love that show.
Do you look back at your pictures way back in the day
God.
and just see how
so tan, so blonde,
yes,
and zero eyebrows. And then when I drink,
I just so much
turn
like a Niner fan, Niner red. Hey, so can you work for a beauty school? I don't know if we're going to talk about which one.
Yep.
But
shout out to Jen. She told me to
give a shout out
to name drop.
Yep. All right. What up, Jen?
Our senior counselor.
Heck
Jen.
yeah.
Yes.
Can you explain to me when thick eyebrows became a thing again?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because it's kind of came out of nowhere.
And I am not the only one that had zero eyebrows back then. Like you said, it was a thing to not have eyebrows or over tweeze your eyebrows. And I don't know. That's a good question. I can't put an exact year on it.
And now people put their freaking Sharpie and they just go.
It went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, or they go stick their finger in the fireplace and they just rub it in there. They just friggin' charcoal out their friggin' eyebrows, and they're like, where did this come from? I remember when I was in high school, it was like you'd have
the smaller eyebrows, the better.
Right in the front, it would be just a little bit thicker, and then it would go out to a pencil thin. Yeah. So now it's like, hey, how thick of my eyebrows can I make them?
My eyebrows are not thick, but no, there are some girls out there that can do their brows for sure.
Anything else? If you could go back in time and tell old you, what would you tell old you?
Oh man, how far back are we going?
Let's go pre.
If you told me that I was going to be living in Enumclaw one day, I'd say there's no way in hell that I'd be living in Enumclaw. Absolutely not. But I will say, yes. So I wouldn't say that I was embarrassed to tell people that I lived out here, but I wasn't proud to live out here. And I don't know that I'd say that I'm proud to live out here now, but it has really grown on me. What? It has grown on me a lot.
You live in a beautiful area too, and house.
Yeah, thank you. I love where we live. It's a great place to raise a family. We got Mount Rainier right in the background.
Mount Peak right down the road.
Yeah.
And then, do your kids? Where's Harp going?
Where's she going to school?
Yeah.
Like right now, or for next year when she's in kindergarten?
Kindergarten. Where's she gonna go?
I always get Sunrise and Southwood mixed up.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those.
So I think
I
it's
grew
Southwood,
up here and I get those
mixed up.
Still
don't even know.
I mean, yeah. I know they are, but I don't know where their lines are.
One of the S schools.
And my daughter's absolutely in love with Harper.
Oh, little Jake Wallen.
Yeah, I will do little things that, hey, who do you want to see? You want to see Bappa? You want to see Nana? Who's your friends? Who's your family? Every time I say who's her friend, because I'm trying to get her to tell me who her friends are from preschool.
Yeah.
But it's always Harper.
Yay.
It's always Harper. Harper, my friend. Harper going to come play with me.
She's an easy kid to like.
Yeah.
Honestly, adults love her.
Yeah.
Kids love her. She's so easy. She's fun to travel with.
Right.
She cracks adults up. She's such a cool kid.
She knows what she's doing.
And then there's my little Landy Mans.
Landon is just this
He's
big,
a beast. He will be Nick Bosa maybe one day.
He reminds me of just don't. So cool. This is kind of rude.
Oh,
is this going to be rude?
I don't know. Don't you dare say anything bad about my little boy.
He reminds me.
Because I will kill you.
Of the happy-go-lucky, the giant. That's what he reminds me of. The giant from Mickey Mouse, Jack and the Beanstalk. But he's not a dug kid. He's just
he's very smart.
He's just big smiles all the time.
Yes, he is.
Just big hey,
and he's
go
so
see a big
sweet.
smile. Just always a huge smile.
Oh, he's my sweet baby.
He's cute.
Oh, he's so sweet.
I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad attitude more than 2 times in my life.
Yeah, they're great kids. Yeah. They're both really great.
Harper, I've seen have a bad attitude here and there.
They're both great kids.
I've seen Harper.
They're both amazing, wonderful children.
She's great too.
Tell me about the time that you saw her.
She just melted down. Getting tired.
Where? Details. Tell me.
Every time I go over there.
Yeah, right.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, you're such a liar. You're such a liar.
Do you care that Joe games?
That he what?
Games.
Games? No. So he'll go through phases, like where he's on it every single night.
Yeah.
But then he'll go for a phase where he's not on it at all. Like right now, he's in a phase where he's not playing video games.
What's he doing instead?
Well, football's over, so God. I don't know. We're really into like watching TV, and
I feel like
we'll find a good show to watch.
He gets
Schitt's
me all.
Creek is back.
He gets me all amped up. Like, dude, I'm never gonna play another game other than this. Like, because we play online together. We'll play we used to play PUBG. We used to play Red Dead Redemption. I'm never playing another Apex. I'm never gonna get another game.
Is he saying that because he is so amped on that one game that he doesn't see himself playing any other game? Yeah. Or is it just because...
He's like, I'm going to be 85 and still playing this. This game's so much fun.
No, not Joe Brassard.
That guy goes through more ADHD, like he you know what he is? He's a college course. He's like, okay, for the next 12 weeks, you're going to be doing this.
Yes, that is
exactly. And the next 12 weeks, you're going to be playing golf for 12 weeks.
We make fun of him about it all the time because he gets so amped up on one thing.
Joe
and
University.
He gets obsessed over it.
Yeah.
Like if you look at his Instagram and you scroll through his feed, you can literally see the phases that he has gone through in his life. Do you remember when he was obsessed with the gym?
Yes.
Okay. He was obsessed with his Jeep.
Yes.
He was obsessed with guns and shooting.
Golf.
Well, golf was brewing beer.
I was going to say brewing beer, but golf, yes. Golf, yes. That last 2 summers ago, he was all about golf.
Yeah.
And I don't think you knew how much he golfed.
One summer.
Yeah.
And then we had kids. And then right now, so we're going to go snowboarding on Monday. And neither one of us, we have never gone together. Joe and I have never gone together. So it's been at least probably 9 or 10 years since I've gone snowboarding. And we're going to both be hurting. But he's been obsessed with just getting all the gear. I have all my old gear. I didn't have to buy anything. I think I bought new snow pants.
Here's what Joe's obsessed with.
And I bought new goggles. And that was
buying stuff.
Don't talk to me. Don't get me started on it.
Joe's like, hey,
do not get me started.
Joe will look at this new hobby that he wants to do.
Oh, God.
And he goes, do I need new things for it? Answers yes, proceed. Answers no, okay, then I don't want to do it. Then it's like, okay. Then he just goes and he buys all this stuff for him to do.
Another phase that he's going to continue.
I want to wait for the phase. Is he ever going to get in the phase?
Oh, and then, of course, fantasy football. You can
fantasy football for sure. And that's good. That's 12 weeks in a sense.
Yeah. Did I tell you? Did he tell you what he purchased?
No.
It was probably right before Christmas or Thanksgiving.
What was that?
So he walks upstairs. I'm getting ready for work. I don't think he was expecting me to still be at home. So he walks upstairs and he looks terrified. But he looks at me and goes, so I did something. I was like, oh my God, what did you do? So he had ordered and got delivered a Peloton bike.
For real?
I don't know. I don't want to know how much those things cost, but I know they are not cheap. And they were delivering it that morning. And he was not. They were literally in the garage setting it up.
Wow.
And that was one of my more pissed off.
Did you lose your shit?
I sure did.
Wow. What does it look like when Jenna loses her shit?
We don't need to talk about it.
I want to know a little bit when Jenna, because I think you've lost. I think you've got mad at me. Ooh. Once. Maybe. I mean, like not like annoyed, mad, but like livid with me once. I'm trying to remember what it was. But
no, but and it just because he gets obsessed with certain things, and I was like, this is just gonna be another phase in your life that you bought this one thing, you're gonna work out on it for a month, and then it's just gonna sit there, and you paid who knows how much money, and then on top of that, you had to pay a freaking subscription, right? So you had to pay a monthly subscription on top of whatever the hell else you paid for the stupid thing, and I will give him credit. He has been he's been sick, but he's been riding it a lot. But I'm just waiting for that day to come where he's not riding it anymore.
Because you know it's going to happen.
It sure is going to happen.
I feel like there's one more thing that we were missing. He used to do the Oculus and this and that. What was that?
No, like I'm telling you, if we sit there, here, I will pull up his Instagram right now. And we will scroll through and you can see the different phases in Joe's life.
Is he Amazon?
Amazon?
Like, I mean, that's where he shops, or what is he?
Yeah. He does a lot on Amazon. I mean, you could throw firefighting in there, but What are we talking about now? Gym. There you can see gym. All the gym stuff.
Has he bought a tanning bed yet?
No. I mean, at one point maybe he had one.
Tattoos?
Here's all about the gym.
Tattoo?
Yeah. I mean, that could be a phase too, but.
Red Sox.
Gym.
What's he think about the Red Sox going on thing right now?
I don't know. We were talking about it briefly last night about how, these New England teams are just a bunch of cheaters, and he didn't say anything. So.
Because he's sick and dying?
Yeah, gym, Jeep. Oh, and then we had Harper, and then it's all the little Darpster. And then it was shooting. And then it's beer, brewing. And then it's been a lot of firefighting stuff and family stuff since. But
that's good. I'm finally glad he found that. We get him into podcasting. Maybe he'll do this.
Oh, dear
Dude,
God.
hey, Joe.
He will buy all the most recent high-tech equipment. No.
I've got a mixer here. When you come over, I got a mixer. I got 4 microphones. I got headphones for everybody. I got a TV set up with a laptop. I got a 4K camera. I got a camera stand. I'm telling you, dude.
If he wants to get into podcasting or whatever, he can do it here. But he does not need to buy his own equipment. Okay. What else are we talking about?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. We've hit our mark. We've hit our 50-minute mark, but we're going to cut that down probably a little bit when I started calling us Our Wedding. And several times. All right. Well, Jenna, thanks for yawning. Thanks for coming. And hope you have a great time. Thanks for hitting this. You've hit this table like several times. I don't know if you hear this, but if you ever hit that, you can.
I'm just,
okay.
Checking my phone.
Love having you around.
Thanks.
I wanted to get a popcorn Jenna episode where we just pop different things. We just had that where we just talked about. There wasn't a really outline. It was just mostly just talking about stories, favorite stories, and all that. We'll have you on again.
Okay.
We'll go Asians and Enumclaw. No, I'm kidding.
God.
But
all 3 of us, 2 of us, my children not included in that.
True.
Because they are.
Yeah, I know half the minorities that make up Enumclaw. I want everyone to realize that I was married to one, and then you, and then the children.
Yep.
So
and then your children, my children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So I very diverse person here. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your week. Jenna, thanks for coming on. Joe, we'll have you on soon.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
And anything to say to Jen?
Jen? I already said hi to Jen.
Just a little bit more.
Okay, bye. Love you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Love you, Jen. Bye.